Hello and welcome to Local Edition. I'm Leslie Leyton. Sharon Quirk-Silva, a new Assemblywoman in Sacramento, here now to talk about what she's been doing as a freshman.
Good morning, Leslie. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, you are involved in a lot of bills. You've introduced a few. The first having to do with helping veterans get better tuition breaks.
Yes, it's really exciting that on my first day of the legislative season, I met Assemblymember Rocky Chavez, a colonel in Oceanside, and we decided to be joint authors on AB 13, which is Veterans in State Tuition. And this would allow our veterans who've served us so honorably to come to California and receive in-state tuition.
Okay, and that's for veterans who are even from a different state, but they're here in California
Exactly,
now.
and many of them have lived in California and graduated, and we just believe the family unit of many of these young veterans would move them further in their college education and get them into the workforce.
Another area of education is the Cal Grants, that you want to make them a little more reliable for certain students.
Exactly. AB 1287 is my Cal Grant bill, and that fixes a loophole that happened when the downturn in the economy that knocked off over 13,000 students from the Cal Grant rolls because sometimes their families made just $1,000 more. This would ask them to reapply annually so that they could get that guarantee of a 4-year education.
And isn't part of this too that they can just state their income?
Yes, they do have to apply, and sometimes we saw that increase for sometimes only $1,000. Sometimes it was seasonal work in a retail, sometimes agriculture. So we really want to get those students that were knocked off back into college.
I'm wondering if you'll comment on what some are calling the student loan bubble, that there is more loaned out in student loans right now than there is credit card debt, and that this is unsecured debt that is paid by the feds, essentially us.
Exactly. We're seeing such a crisis with so many students that are coming out in this last decade with, in essence, in debt at 23, 24, including their parents, those parents who have opted to sign those loans and then finding that they're not being paid. So we're seeing not only student debt, but we're also seeing issues with their credit history.
And not only their credit history, but our viability as a country, another bubble that the onus isn't going to be on the banks, but on us.
Yes, as taxpayers, we're going to be paying for it. And so we want to see not only a resolution at the federal government, but looking at the state as well, how we can alleviate this.
Another of the bills is looking into making life a little easier for businesses to do business.
Right, my bill AB 1098 has really reflects on what are the regulations that are impacting small business. It will be a report to the legislature that will ask us to examine not only regulations at the state level, but the federal level, and then put up on the Secretary of State's web exactly what small business needs to comply with, what's a duplication, and legislators will be have an opportunity to look at that site to make better decisions.
There's a lot of uncertainty for business owners, and that can really be a drag economically on these businesses.
Exactly. As we start to see a California economy move up a little bit more optimism, we also still see the confidence. And so those banks that need to give some of those small business loans, as we start to see the confidence build, we're going to start to see those doors open.
Yeah, businesses need to know that the way they're doing business is the way they're supposed to be doing business. It's hard enough to do business, let alone know about all those details.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sharon Quirk-Silva, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. Nice to see you, Leslie.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us. I'm Leslie Leyton.